Hi, I'm Marco, your local realtor. I want to talk about why it's essential for you to get at least pre-qualified, if not pre-approved, for a loan before you start shopping for a house. And then I'll also explain the difference between the pre-qualification letter and pre-approval letter and why that's important. So there's two reasons why you want to get pre-qualified or pre-approved before you start shopping. The main one is that any seller is actually going to require that you have either a pre-qualification letter or a pre-approval letter from a loan officer in order to in order for them to even consider your offer. Secondly, you want to know what your budget is so that you are looking at the right houses. There's a wide range of price points in San Antonio, and you want to make sure you're not looking at houses that are too expensive or not good enough for what you can afford. Uh, it's really important for you to do that as your first step before you even start looking at houses. That way you don't waste your time looking at the wrong houses. Uh, and also that way you don't end up falling in love with the house and losing that house and losing that opportunity because you weren't prepared to make an offer right away. Okay, so next, what's the difference between a pre-qualification letter and a pre-approval letter? Some people just say those two terms interchangeably, but they're actually a little bit different. So the first step in the process for getting approved for a loan is the pre-qualification, and that's the minimum requirement to be able to submit an offer and be taken seriously, is that you've at least done a pre-qualification, which just requires a few minutes of your time. You just have to provide some basic financial information to a loan officer, and they run basic numbers to figure out what your maximum budget should be if everything that you told them what is true. They don't actually take the time to verify that information just to give you a pre-qualification letter. So that at least will get you started to know, okay, I shouldn't be looking at houses over $300,000 for sure. But when it comes down to fine tuning that, well, what if you really fall in love with a house that's $305,000, $310,000, and you're not actually certain that you can't afford it because you haven't done the pre-approval yet. And so, pre-qualification gets you close, but it's kind of a more of a ballpark than something, concrete and accurate. And so if you want to know the most accurate number for how much of a house you can afford, you actually want to go to the next step and get pre-approved, because that allows for the lender, the loan officer, to verify all the financial information and give you an actual maximum loan amount based off of the real numbers and real verified numbers. And that does require that you collect some documentation and provide your lender with that, such as the last couple of years of pay stubs, W-2s, and maybe bank statements, so that they can easily verify all that information. So why does that make a difference other than your buying power and knowing what your buying power really is, so that if you go under contract, you have a confidence, you're confident in your stance on where your bottom line is and where your ceiling is as far as your maximum budget. But something else that's important to consider is that if you in the eyes of a seller, a pre-approval letter is a much stronger indication that you will be approved for that loan. And so it looks better and it's more appealing to a seller. So especially if you end up in a multiple offer situation where you're competing with other buyers for the same house, your offer will stand out if you're the only one that has the pre-approval letter with your offer. So you want to make sure that you have the strongest offer and that you are making the best decision for your financial future. And for that reason, it makes the most sense to actually go through and get the full pre-approval done before you even start shopping. So you know where you're at, and you know that a seller is going to take your offer more seriously. So if you're interested in learning more about the home buying process, getting pre-approved, or even if you'd like some recommendations for a few good local lenders, just reach out to me. I'd love to help you with that. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope to hear from you. Have a good one.